Hello, I'm Madhura. Welcome to Madhura's Desire. As we know, most of us we love to eat outside food, especially in dhaba and restaurants, and we always try to make those food at home. But sometimes we don't get the same flavor and taste. So today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious matar paneer and dhaba style, and which is very easy and quick way to make, and it gives the same flavor as we eat in dhaba. So without getting delay, let me drive through you with all the ingredients which we are going to use today. So first we go through with the spices which we are going to use it in this recipe. So we are going to use the chili powder, turmeric, coriander powder, cumin powder, garam masala, black pepper powder, ginger garlic, and some amchur powder. So the main ingredients is paneer. I have taken a malai paneer which is 350 gram, 1 cup of green peas. I have taken 150 grams of tomato puree. I have just made a puree with a fresh tomato and 1 cup of freshly chopped onion. For aroma, we are going to use kasuri methi. We will give a dry roast and crush it. And also for more flavor and aroma, we are going to use some whole spices, which is cardamom and clove. So I have taken 5 of each and 3 small bay leaves and 3 green chilies. And to get the thickness and binding in this dish, we are going to use chickpea flour and yogurt, which is very beautiful combination. And also for the garnish, we are going to use ginger julienne, which we are going to shallow fry. And I'm going to show you in this video how to do that. And salt we will use as needed. And also we are going to use ghee and cooking oil in this recipe. So first we'll make the julienne of the ginger. We will thinly slice. And now we'll make a lengthwise slice. Like this thin. Okay. Now we will marinate the paneer, so it will give the better flavor. So we'll take half teaspoon of chili powder, half teaspoon of turmeric, quarter teaspoon of pepper, and quarter teaspoon of amchur powder. I'm just going to add a half teaspoon of salt to it. We'll give a nice quick toss to it and we will keep it for 5 minutes. And we will go to do the shallow fry to paneer. We are going to do the dry roast to the methi, kasuri methi, which will give you very good flavor. So approximately 1 to 1.5 minutes. So when you roast it, the flavor comes out very beautifully. See, the beautiful aroma is already started coming out from the kasuri methi. We're going to take it out from the flame and keep it aside. On the same pan, we'll add 3 tablespoons of oil. And 2 tablespoons of ghee. Let the oil and ghee get hot and we will do the shallow fry to julienne of ginger. Now oil is hot, we are going to fry the ginger. We'll give a nice golden brown color to it because we are going to use for the garnish. So you can see nice golden brown is done. So I'm going to take it out from the pan and keep it aside for the garnish. So you can see here very beautiful golden brown color of ginger julienne. We can use the same oil for the shallow fry of the paneer because I will prefer to have that, and I'm going to add it another 1.5 tablespoon of ghee into it because the ginger has left a beautiful flavor of it, so it will get more infused into the paneer. So now the oil and ghee is hot already. So now we are going to start the shallow fry of the paneer. So approximately 1.5 minutes each side we will fry it. Give a nice golden color to it. The purpose of doing is this, like we just put some spices into it, so all the spices will get infused into the paneer. So let's fry for 1.5 minutes each side. As you can see here, the paneers are cooked both the side very beautifully golden color. Now we are going to take it out and keep aside, and we will prepare for the gravy. So I am heating the another pan for the gravy, and I have used the same remaining oil and ghee from the frying of paneer, and I'm going to add it another 1 tablespoon of ghee into it, and let it the oil and ghee has heated up. So oil is hot. Now I'm going to add the green cardamom, clove, bay leaves and red chili. We'll just infuse for a couple of seconds in the oil. And now I'm going to add it the finely red onion, which is chopped. It's 1 cup. And we will just fry till the onion gets translucent. And then we are going to add the ginger garlic paste. So you can see the onion is almost translucent. At this stage we are going to add ginger garlic, so both will they get cooked more on along with that. So I'm going to add it 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste, and we'll just keep cooking for a couple of minutes to just take out the rawness of the ginger garlic. So let it get cooked for at least 1.5 minutes. So here we are not going to make the spices are too brown, otherwise the gravy will turn into brown. So we just want a nice reddish creamy color. So here ginger garlic is almost cooked, and now I'm going to add it 2 tablespoons of besan. So I don't want it to cook separately or roast. You can also roast separately and keep it aside, and you can add it on last, but I prefer to have it along with the spices. So just give a couple of seconds to kill the rawness of this besan, which is chick flour. And now I'm going to add it all the dry spices. And maintain your temperature on a medium heat. 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, half teaspoon of pepper, 1.5 teaspoon of coriander powder, and 1 teaspoon of cumin, half teaspoon of garam masala, and half teaspoon of amchur powder. I'm just going to cook all together with the masala now, with onion and ginger, garlic, and also the chickpeas. So just couple of seconds, because this is other dry powder, so we cannot cook longer time. They are already, sometimes they are roasted and cooked, so it doesn't take longer time to cook. So just couple of minutes. Now we are going to add tomato puree. You can also do the chopped tomato, is whatever you prefer. I prefer to use the tomato puree because it cooks very faster. Mix properly. So now I'm going to add another 1 teaspoon of salt to it, and later on we will adjust the seasoning. So we are going to cook it. We'll cook it till the oil starts floating on top of the masala. So I will cover with the lid and let it cook for around 2 to 3 minutes. So you can see here, after 2 minutes, the masala is getting cooked. Slightly the oil is coming on the top, and do not forget to keep stirring at medium heat, otherwise the masala will start getting burnt. So it's not yet, it's almost there. So we will just going to cook another 2 more minutes, and keep stirring your masala while cooking. Oil is started coming on the top and it's leaving from the side also. The masala is almost done. At this stage we will add the yogurt, which is I have taken 2 tablespoons. So before adding to the masala, mix it properly and break it the lumps. And don't worry, sometimes we are worried that yogurt will start splitting up. So do not forget that we have added already the besan into it, which is going to give a good binding to the yogurt. So maintain your temperature in a medium and just keep stirring it. Let the yogurt mix with the masala. And we will cook for another 2 minutes till the yogurt gets cooked well. Here this masala is ready, and masala is already started separating from the oil. Now in this stage we are going to check the seasoning. So I'm just going to add half teaspoon of salt to it, and let's taste it. Yes, the seasoning is perfect, but I feel little tartness in this. So I'm going to add just 1 teaspoon of sugar to balance the tartness, because we have yogurt and tomato and also a bit of amchur. So just to give a slightly sweetness, it's not exactly it will be sweet, but it will just kill the little bit of tartness, because sometimes the tomatoes are very sour, sometimes they're like, it depends. If you don't like to add sugar, it's okay. If you like to have a more of tart, it's good, but I prefer to just to give a little bit slightly sweetness into it. Yeah, now the masala is perfect for me. I'm going to add it 1 cup of water to make a nice gravy. If you prefer more gravy, you can add more of water to it. So I will give just 1 or 2 minutes. Let the gravy boil. I think I prefer to add little more water to it. So adding up half cup more. I will cover and let it boil the gravy. Gravy started boiling. I'm going to transfer our paneer to it. And then now I will reduce the temperature to the lower and cook it for 5 minutes. Let all the gravy immerse into the paneer. We'll cover and cook. So we have cooked already. The paneer in the gravy is so beautifully cooked. So gravy is also become thickened because we had added the besan into it. Now we are going to add the green peas. So the reason I don't want to add it before, because this green peas has its own sweetness and we just don't want it to kill its sweetness to it. So we will just cook couple of seconds into the gravy. Our Matar Paneer is ready. We will just put Kasuri Methi. We'll just give a little crush from our fingers and let's put it on top of that. It will give a beautiful aroma to the dish. Check your seasoning and spices. So I have put the spices according to my taste. If you like to add more chilies, so you can add more chili powder and pepper powder to your gravy. And I prefer to add little bit of cream, which is optional. So I'm just adding 1 tablespoon of cream to it. Which is very much option, okay? So if you like to add it, you can add it. So now beautiful Matar Paneer dhaba style is ready. So Matar Paneer is ready to serve. We can garnish with either cream, and also we had the beautiful fried ginger julienne. I'm just going to garnish with that. And this dish can be served with a roti, naan or plain rice as well. Hope you enjoyed cooking with me. Please try this recipe and give some feedback to us. For detail of the recipe, please visit madhurasdesire.com. Till then, see you soon. Eat healthy, stay healthy.